Hello and welcome to the Friendship News Hour. Today is June the 6th, 2023. My name is Alex. My fellow co-host Frank is currently traveling across the country, moving across the country. So I have the pleasure of being joined today by the wonderful, the beautiful Mr. Rager. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Yeah, I believe he's in or on his way to Colorado.
Yeah, I think so, dude. Yeah, it looked like they were hitting, what was it first? What's that park? Zion? Where's that
Zion,
at? Is that Utah?
Utah.
Utah. Okay, yeah. So they were hitting Utah and Colorado and Kansas. They're gonna come see me. I get to see Frank for a little bit. That's exciting.
That is pretty exciting.
In my domain, you show them a little bit of the city. Go to a White Sox game because tickets are $7. Because they're
What?
awful. Yeah, with fees, I think it's like $12 to go. It's nuts,
Jesus, the Padres ain't doing so hot, and their tickets are still expensive. But
dude. I was gonna ask you what is going on. It's like looking at that roster, I would think they would be very hard to beat, and they're garbage.
yeah, it's frustrating. Like we're below 500. People are saying like once the All Star break, we'll get some rhythm going again. But last year we were a total different team, and we have more players this year.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, it seems like the team's better this year on paper.
Yeah,
Is it just no like
it's because
camaraderie? No.
it's it's because God hates San Diego sports. It's the only thing I can think of. It's legitimately the only thing I can think of.
Oh, that's terrible, dude. That's so bad. Well, they could.
Other than
There's
that,
still time to turn around, but this is like kind of getting into the serious golf hours. I would think right now, like, or
yeah.
not golf, but the serious baseball hours. Is now that we're past Memorial Day and I
Did you see
gotta
about
wake
the
up,
LIV PGA kind of?
dude.
Is
Huge
it a
news.
partnership or did they
Huge
get
news.
bought out or something?
It's a merger. So whatever that means, but it doesn't sound like the PJ bought LIV. Sounds like they're doing business with them now, which is what they've been
Yeah.
shitting on all these golfers for doing and going and you know partnering with a Saudi backed group and all this blood money and all this shit that they've been saying for a year and a half, 2 years, and they go and do it themselves. It's strange, man.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's
It
going to be
it's
like a ALNL where they like adopt certain rules. If they play on like a
it
live
could
course,
be.
they get to wear shorts and stuff like that. But
Yeah, it could. What they said is the PGA put out a notice today. Most of the players in the PGA, which is supposed to be like a player-run organization, but that's obviously bullshit. Most of them apparently found out on Twitter, like all of us did. But it sounds like they're going to try to incorporate some of that team aspect of that. So yeah, maybe they will do like an NLAL kind of idea with both the leagues. But it's a huge win for Saudi Arabia, man, because they've been trying to over like the past 5-10 years like crack more and more into sports teams, and you see them buying like English Premier League teams and all kinds of other things they're getting into. NASCAR, I think they bought like the UFC. I think they like own the UFC and the WWE or F or whatever that is now.
I think they bought the WWE. I remember that. There was like a process. But man,
And
talk
and
about
yeah,
FU
and they're
money,
partnered with
dude.
UFC.
Talk about the
Dude,
ultimate
it's
FU
stupid.
money.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And now not only do they own teams, they own organizations like UFC and whatnot, and then now they
Yeah.
own a sport. They own golf
Yeah.
now, like, or they're part of the ownership of golf. So whatever that's worth,
It's
I don't know. It sucked, dude. It sucks for the dudes that stayed in the PGA and we're talking all this high and mighty
yeah.
bullshit
And
and
because
just
now all
passed
those
up
people
on huge checks,
money. Yep. Because now all
dude.
those people are laughing home to the bank.
Yeah, Phil Mickelson made like $600 million for basically a 2 year commitment to them. Pissed off a bunch of people, but
Yeah.
in
It's
the end,
it's
probably.
it's it's insane how like when people talk about the richest people in the world, and obviously think of like Elon Musk and Bill Gates, but those
Hmm.
princes in Saudi Arabia, dude, or in the Middle East, those princes, they got probably trillions in cash, like
Yeah, well,
crazy
yeah,
amount of
bro.
money.
Apparently, all the money comes from it's a Saudi Arabia public investment fund, and like the crown prince himself controls that, and he can just it's just yeah, it's fuck you money. I want to buy golf today, and he
Did,
did it. Like it took a
yeah,
little
did
while,
you
but he did it
like this is how much money? Have you heard about the wall they want to build? It's like a crazy
in Mexico.
wall,
I
but it's
have.
yeah. It's in
Yeah,
Saudi
is this the
Arabia
city,
or something. Yeah, or something like that. But
dude?
they're gonna build like a whole wall that's like miles and miles long. It's gonna be like apartments, restaurants,
Hmm.
malls. Crazy.
It looks
They're gonna build a
awesome. It
lake.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that is a little refreshing to see. Like I mean, with the stupid money they've made, like that they're trying to invest into pushing, like in that regard, they're going to push like the idea of a city is forward, and like that is like creative and intuitive I don't even know the word, but it's like advancing architecture in general, but like the way cities are planned, like that's cool. Honestly, I think it was for the good of the sport of golf to do this because now these guys are going to make more money. You make the tournaments more exciting. They're adding a lot of things to where the PGA was like stuck in his ways, similar to like the NCAA when they weren't going to pay students. It's it's the
Yeah.
way it's always been. It's the prestige of the. It's like no, that's all bullshit. Like you guys are making all the
It's
money, and
yeah.
the PGA is a nonprofit. They were a nonprofit before this.
Yeah.
So they're making all this money and they're finding these like little loopholes because they're a 501c6 organization, whatever tax thing that is. And they just, bank millions, the same kind of shit that they always, basically a loophole, but this,
Yeah.
if they're going to come at Trump for shit like this, we got to go after these big organizations as well.
That's true.
But yeah, so now it will be a for-profit organization. So that is a key change here that makes it a little bit better in that vein. But
Yeah, I just hope we
we'll
get
see,
more
man.
like waste management type of golf, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's the
Get
best,
some
dude. It's the
exciting,
fucking
yeah.
best.
Get some
Yes,
people
you
going.
get shit faced, huge stands of people. That's
Yeah,
what you
it's
want.
exciting.
Yeah. So hopefully they bring more of that. I want to see some more legs, man. Bring the shorts out. Why are these guys wearing pants?
Hey, bring some golf carts too. God forbid. Let's get this game going. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That'd be
Uh,
nice, dude. Tiger Woods would start doing way better.
yeah, that's true.
That's for sure. But
Um,
I'm interested to see like the relationships between guys like Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson, like two figureheads that were both, Rory on PGA and Phil on LIV, and they hate each other. And there's then this growing like fuck you between both sides. And like now, I saw a video of Rory today. He found out on Twitter too. Apparently, it's going to be part of that new golf show that they're doing, Full Swing. It'll be part of season 2. But like, if a guy like him is finding out on Twitter, who's like the head of all this shit, like what does that tell you about your organization and what it's actually doing for the players that it's supposed to be like providing for and supporting? It was just a money grab here, or a
yeah,
power grab, I guess. Like the PGA must have just been reeling, trying to keep something, but I don't know. We'll see, but I'm excited to see those guys go against each other again, like more often, because I think you're going to see more of that fuck you spirit that is good for golf. I think.
yeah. It only benefits. I don't think this hurts anything. I think it benefits both. It's just the
Yeah.
PJ looks a little sloppy.
Yeah, they look dumb. They look weak, man. They're going to
Yeah.
try to pass it off as not that, but they do.
But let's talk about a
Um,
man's sport. Have you been watching the finals? NBA?
dude, I have been, man. It's been tough. It's been tough because I really wanted the Lakers to do well, but the Nuggets were absolutely the better team in that
Yeah.
series. And to me now that we're in the finals, when LeBron James isn't there, it's kind of fun for me as a fan because like I don't really care either way, and I love Jokic, I love Jamal Murray, but I also love Jimmy Butler, bro. So it's like
Dude, I
I'm
love.
really happy either way.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of
it's
it
been
was kind of
good.
annoying when the Lakers did lose and then everybody was like, "Oh, this is going to be a boring series if it's the Heat versus
Mm.
the Nuggets because everybody wanted Lakers Celtics," which I get, but I don't know, like I mean game 2 was just crazy exciting. It's a nail
Oh,
biter and I think if the Heat are going to win any more games, it's going to happen because I don't even see how they won that game. Like how Jokic like down in the paint. Like, how do you guard that? You have no big bodies really, and it's
well, they're
I
lucky
don't.
they have Bam. Bam is a dynamic player, and he's similar to like Anthony Davis in that he's big
Yeah,
and with speed. But
he
he's
can
not Jokovic.
he
He's not
can
Jokic.
guard like 135. I will say that.
Yeah, he can. But Jokic is a whole different beast because that motherfucker, he's big, he's bulky, and makes it look so awkward. And then he just like falls back with like the perfect touch and just cash. And it's like, how do you do that so consistently? And his passing is great too. He's a good like
Yeah,
facilitator.
yeah.
So
Jamal
hard to
Murray's
stop.
nice.
hmm
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
don't
how the
know.
Heat win the series, but I could see
Yeah, I
it
don't.
going like 6 games just because of Jimmy buckets. And if Kyle Lowry shows up, Duncan Robinson hits some shots, like they can stay in games and steal them like they just did.
Yeah, I think that's the only way they truly win, right? Is just keep that perimeter shooting going.
Have to, because it wasn't their
Yeah.
game 1 and they got
No.
torched. What was it? It was 104-93. Yeah, man. I mean, that's not
Yeah,
torched, I guess, but that
no,
lead
but
was
I think
big.
they were up by like 20, and then fourth quarter points.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's exciting. I was a little scared. I thought it might have been like a Nugget sweep, or who knows, it might only go 5 games with the Nuggets. But
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Like that game two was nice. I was like, fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Yep.
But
Game 3 tomorrow. So we'll see how
is
that
it
goes back in
tomorrow or
Miami.
today?
So
Oh,
tomorrow.
this is
Tomorrow at
tomorrow.
7:30, I think, my time. Somewhere like that. What's it like for you out west? Like you get off work sometimes and games are already happening. Like, does that suck when it's like an
Dude,
East Coast thing?
I feel sorry for you guys because like Monday Night
Yeah.
Football starts at like what, like 8:30, 7:30,
For Chicago, yeah, and when you're in one time
and
when
then
you're
it
Eastern
goes
time
until like
zone, you're
10:30. It's like, gee,
yeah,
11:30. Yeah,
yeah.
that sucks. I was having this conversation with somebody, especially about football, like morning games, because
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, they start at 10 a.m. here, which I mean it does kind of suck sometimes if you wake up a little hungover. But
Yeah.
it never starts earlier, and I do like that transition of Sunday night. But basketball games, it's always like 6:30 or 7:30.
Yeah, that's not bad. You got to be on your toes for them international games though in London. That's probably like 3 or 4 a.m. your time
Dude, not only that, but like
for fantasy football.
Trying to watch Formula One is damn near impossible, dude. It's like 6 o'clock
Are
here.
you into that?
Yeah, I got into it like I've always known it existed, but I always thought it was like a rich man sport to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since I watched that Drive to Survive on Netflix, dude, it's such a good show. Gets you right in there.
Is it? Never really watched it. I don't. I think there's an
Such a
event
good show.
coming to Vegas, right?
Yeah, they made a new event in Vegas. They already came to Miami, and actually, I'm going to the one in Austin, Texas, in October. So this will be my
Ooh,
first time seeing that. So that's gonna be
nice.
exciting. Get my nipples
Sick.
hard from
And
all
something
vibrations.
something's coming to Chicago too. Maybe NASCAR, or is it
I don't
F1?
know. I don't know.
So I saw that they're like doing all kinds of shit, but I'm like, how do you do NASCAR in Chicago? I think that's what it is though. Yeah, NASCAR, they're skeptical about it. It's going to be like a street race through Chicago. I wonder how that goes. I don't know, man. The streets here aren't great. We got a lot of cold weather, a lot of potholes. Wonder
Yeah,
how that would be. I don't know. It's going through Grant Park, it sounds like where they do Lala, like kind of around that area. Ugh, July 23, we'll see.
yeah. I mean,
That's something that
yeah,
never has got me. NASCAR is not for me.
yeah. I would like to go. I hear it's kind of fun. I mean, especially like the Indy 500 race, or that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Formula One just
You're going
it's
to
just
sit.
cool, especially like Monaco, like that race to just going through the towns or the city and the streets. It's so cool.
I get the allure of F1. I think there's way more skill in F1 with what they got to do to really handle those cars and maneuver the courses.
Yeah.
But with NASCAR, bro, I get that they're going very fast and you know that can be hard to turn left in those scenarios. But like as a fan, I'm gonna sit at the Indy 500 and just watch that 500 times and like still be
It's
as amped about it on the 330th lap. Like no,
bro, that's your ancestors. What
dude.
are you talking about? You were meant to do that, dude.
Oh,
You're meant to have a
they
Coors
are not
lap.
my ancestors. Those are not my ancestors. My ancestors are fucked up, but not that fucked up.
Dude, that's hilarious. But have you been back to the movies, dude? A lot of good movies.
Dude, I went. When
Ever
was the
since
last
Tom
time I
Cruise
went?
brought cinema back, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good movies.
Still need to see that cinema saving film called Top Gun
Hey,
Maverick. Still
saved
need to
it
see it.
single-handedly.
I went and saw Guardians not too long ago, and I was pleasantly pleased. As Marvel,
It
I
was
feel like has
nice.
kind of been Marvel's kind of been jerking me off for a little while with the same
Blue
story,
balls.
same
Yeah.
formula, and it was nice to see a good. I thought what I thought was like a pretty good movie in Guardians 3. It just sucks for Marvel that they kind of blew their best director and like
Did you hear
visionary
about
at the
the
company.
conspiracy or like the theory behind like the meaning of the story in Guardians?
Where Rocket is James Gunn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And go
I
explain
kind
it for
of
the listeners. I thought it was pretty
I
sweet.
kind of do like it. So pretty much, the it's I don't want to ruin the story of Guardians because it's kind of like the whole point of the movie. But
Fuck that. It's
this,
been out for over a month. If you haven't seen it, skip ahead a couple minutes in the episode. Go ahead and ruin whatever you need to.
so pretty much this movie's based on Rocket, the high evolutionary. He's a big bad guy, the villain, but they kind of um, to relate it to Rocket, but essentially High Evolutionary made Rocket, made a bunch of like animals kind of, evolve faster, I guess. But I guess High Evolutionary's whole point was to make the perfect species, and Rocket was like, a level two getting there. But anyways, Rocket pretty much gets he almost dies. They gotta find this guy because they know he's the only way to fix him. And through there, it's a lot of comedy, but at the end, part ways. But Rocket finally becomes his own leader because he's not necessarily just a part of Guardians. Now he's like leading them. And they were saying that's interesting to James Gunn because he was just like a low key director or a writer, and Rocket was this level to High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary didn't need him. Now that James Gunn this big makes some of the best content, now it's like Marvel's High Evolutionary. Like, we need Rocket back. I need to figure this out. We need him back, like in order to succeed. And then James Gunn becomes the what's his name, the Marvel head of Marvel, Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
becomes the Kevin Feige of DC essentially. So that's like Rocket having his own thing. I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's probably somewhat true.
I honestly could see it for sure. I mean, it is that, as you describe it, that is like what happens in the movie, and he is so good at telling stories and then also putting them with such good music that kind of like conveys and like sticks with that I could see it being him. Like, it seems the shit he does seems original to me, to where I could see a lot of his stories like kind of crossing over into his real life in some format. And that's probably how some of the best stories are told, honestly,
Yeah. No, I mean,
But I'm very excited to see what he does at DC.
Yeah, I mean, Guardians was a good movie. I mean, you could tell he had like 5 cuss words he could use, and I thought he used them at the perfect times. So it was good,
right.
good writing. I thought the end scene when they were fighting like all the species or whatever, I thought that was badass. To No Sleep Till Brooklyn. I was like, dude, this is so
Oh
sick.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Marvel kind of, if they try to steal any of that formula without him. Like kind of how his movies were. They're pretty unique in their catalog, I would say, with how it's done. I'm wondering if they try to keep that going, or just kind of go back to what they're doing, or pivot to the next person, and that changes. Because once they get to, I mean, they could have so many more stories to tell now that they're gonna get into X-Men, like and Fantastic Four. Like they kind of drove Avengers into the ground so far, at least, like with what they did, and that's why they pivoted away from a lot of those actors and are trying to tell new stories and stuff. But I mean, dude, X-Men is like a staple of my childhood. I'm sure yours too. It's like they get to just like fully redo that universe, or like re-explore what that is with today's technology. It could be awesome.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know where they go from here, directors and writers standpoints. I just people chances, do something new, just like Spider-Man did with Spider-Verse, like Sony did right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big James Gunn fan. I mean, what he did with Peacemaker, like,
No,
I had
great,
like
bro.
no expectations, and that show blew me out of the water. Such a good show.
Yeah,
I always
for real,
recommend
man.
it.
It's up
Like
there.
that and The Boys are probably like my two
Yeah.
favorites superhero like content.
Invincible's up there for me too, man.
I still
Invincible's
haven't watched
great.
that.
You haven't watched? Oh, you have to.
I watched that
tonight.
one scene where he like destroys everybody. I'm like, oh my god, this is
Yes.
scary.
Dude,
Yes.
dude, it is so good. It like, for it being animated too, they could do so much crazy shit where like you can't
Yeah.
do that in not a cheesy way in live action. But I'm trying to think of the main dude who's invincible, or not invincible, but his dad.
Isn't it John Hamm whose voices him, or it's not John Hamm?
No, it's that old white dude. He got ripped. I want to say
J.K.
Jay
Simmons?
something. J.K. Simmons. Yeah, dude. And like in real life, he got ripped to like take on his persona to do this character, which I think is really interesting.
Dude,
But yeah,
J.K. Simmons
but
is
like,
the man.
dude, he is, and there's a
He's a
lot
good
of people
actor.
in the show. Like Steven Yeun is his son in the show. He's
Yeah, I'm
invincible.
looking at the cast right now, dude. Everybody's in this freaking. Seth
huge.
Rogen,
Mark Hamill,
Mark
Rogen.
Hamill,
Yeah,
the greatest.
and
Joker
Rogan's going to be
ever.
a bigger character in the second season, which is soon to come, I think. So Hot, dude.
Nice.
Definitely watch that if you're a fan of the boys. It's basically an animated boys,
Yeah,
if that makes
I'll
sense.
watch it. I honestly, dude, I love Amazon, but their Prime Video, the way they do it is just so
Ugh,
lame. They need, yeah, right. They need to fix it.
ugh. It's hard to navigate, man.
Um,
I don't
but
understand it.
but speaking of animation, Spider-Verse across
Yeah. Was it
um,
good?
dude, so good. The first one's still my favorite because I went in there only based on good reviews. I was like, oh, let's see what this is about. And just the way they animated the first movie, it's like comic book animation. They said it took like a week for 1 second of every frame or something to make.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So and then this one's just like times 10. It was to the point where you're so immersed, you like are forgetting what they're saying or what the plot is at one point because you're just looking at all the colors and like the animation. You're like, holy shit, like this is insane.
So yeah, not to
Um,
shit on it. I've never seen the first one, and I still haven't seen this one yet either. But I plan to do that soon. But one
First
thing I
one's
did
still my
hear about
favorite.
it, one thing I heard is that the plot was a little lacking. But like what you just described in the animation and the shit they did there was, it more than made up for it.
Yeah, it
Is
was
that
a
true?
little, like the plot was a little bit of a stretch. I mean, the bad guy in this is like, okay, I get it, I understand. But yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was like mostly when they go into the Spider-Verse and you see all these Spider-Man, it's like they had so many Easter eggs. Boomin had a Spider-Man. He has a
Really?
he,
He did the
yeah,
soundtrack, right?
he did the soundtrack. Soundtrack's pretty good.
Okay.
Um, and then my favorite was they fucking dude of our childhood. They had the Spider-Man popsicle. You know the popsicle you get from the ice cream man
Oh
with the eyes?
yeah,
They had him like webbing around. I was like, dude, that's a sick reference.
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a
for,
great
dude.
idea.
Yeah,
Huh.
and
Okay.
they had
I have to see it, man. It for some reason that movie's not available to stream anywhere unless you buy it, which has always been like, what the hell, Sony?
yeah.
But
Well, I know.
I
I
mean, it's
thought
four
it was a
bucks.
part of the Disney because I know Disney had Spider-Man on there, or it's
They do. Yeah, they have all the other ones. It's just
yeah.
not this one.
I
I
think
don't know what's different about this
it's owned by Sony. I don't get it either. But yeah, great
one.
movie. I would definitely recommend that. Well, you have to watch the first one then. It's like a must
Yeah.
because you
It's
won't
gonna
get it.
happen soon because I'd like to see this movie in theaters. That seems like a good one to see,
Yeah, I watched it on
not at
IMAX.
home,
I
I
was
guess.
like, whoa.
Yeah. You seen any other good movies lately?
Nothing, but like I said, Tom Cruise brought cinema back, and I'm excited for Oppenheimer. Um,
Yes, dude. Couple more weeks.
that looks insane. Did he really like blow like a bomb for that
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah. I think at least almost all, but like the main explosion in the movie was actually done on set with real explosives. It was like the first time ever done to that degree.
That is insane.
He's a gangster, bro. Christopher
He's a
Nolan is
gangster.
the
He's a
best director of
madman.
our lifetime, and I will argue that with anybody. Like I don't. You can talk about Scorsese, you can talk about James Gunn, like whoever the fuck you want to talk about, but he
Richard.
is the Christopher Nolan is the best, and the scores to his movie because he partners with Hans Zimmer most of the time. It's an unbeatable combo. It's
I was
a
gonna, I
cheat
was
code.
gonna, I was gonna say that. Do you think Hans Zimmer carries him?
I think he knows that Hans Zimmer adds an element to his movies that is irreplaceable by any other,
Like the
composer.
soundtrack to Interstellar? Is fucking like, and it's the
It's
simple like
nuts.
piano tones. It's so good.
Yeah.
Or
And
obviously Inception. It's great.
Inception, dude, most of Inception is just like creeping, like,
Batman. Yeah,
like just like swells of shit
you do that. You do
with
that
like
very good.
keyboard and guitar, and it's great. It's amazing. He's a genius of our time. I'm actually curious. I want to do it, but you said you listened to Hans Zimmer when you were running last week. You told me that.
Yeah, and especially when I stopped with that runner's high, I felt like I was like tripping almost because
Really?
it's so calming, especially like listening to time. Um,
Yeah.
it's I always listen to him to kind of when I when I'd be like studying or something like that, just to calm me
Yeah.
down or listen to some kind of lo-fi. But yeah, he's Hans Zimmer's a man. I would love to see him in concert. Love to see him in concert.
Dude, we should do that. Don't go without me. I'll come to you. I would
I know,
love to go see Hans Zimmer, bro.
I
He's
know
got
he'll
like a
cry.
30-piece orchestra with him when he does it. We got to get
Dude,
so high.
that guy's crazy on like the piano and the guitar and shit too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. One of his underrated scores that I've always loved is Gladiator, man. I
Oh
love
man,
that score.
it's a
It's
great
so
movie.
emotional. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. That new one, I'm excited for the new Gladiator that they're going to start making here soon.
it's especially he does that song at the end where she goes and he's like walking
Yeah,
in the field
dude,
and
with the long
such
grass.
yeah, it's such a good movie.
I think about that. I have a couple neighbors in our neighborhood that never cut their grass, and I pass their yards, and I'm just like, "There's the gladiator grass." I don't know why. It's just ridiculous.
Too intrusive
I want to just
thoughts
walk by and
ruining,
like run my fingers through.
and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Yeah, but
I'm trying to see who's in Gladiator 2. I want because the cast looks. I know Russell
I
Crowe's
hear
not
Russell Crowe's
returning.
back. Oh, he's not?
Is he? I heard he's not, man. But Paul Mescal is going to be, and they're talking to. I think it was Pedro Pascal is going to be in it. Denzel
I mean,
Washington's in it.
Pedro Pascal's daddy, so it makes sense.
He's daddy. He is daddy, bro. That's for damn sure. That man doesn't miss. I don't know if he just has a really good agent or if he just makes really good calls himself for what roles he takes, but he doesn't have a bad role.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about him. I hope like there's no scandal that comes out about him. That'd break my heart. But I
He's
did
gotta be
watch
fucking. You know he's fucking. So something's gonna come out in a few years, like he did something naughty.
oh, everything. I did watch John Wick 4.
Oh,
Obviously, solid movie. It's the same thing, same concept, but it, never fails. Nice action movie. And then
okay.
I also watched Fast 10. That was
Oh Jesus.
fuck, man. I don't know why I do it.
Probably
It's
the
like
most
I have to.
realistic movie you've ever seen, I would think.
Oh, of course, dude. It There's just so much going on, and then I guess now it's a three-part series. It's like the last film, but it's a three-part
Of
series.
course. Yeah, of course.
It's just all over the place. I mean, there's some like cool, and they're so corny they make fun of themselves in the movie. But like, yeah,
Oh really?
I do not want to watch another one in the theater. I'll watch it when it streams or something like that. I can't do it to
Uh,
myself anymore.
Yeah, I love the thread that was online. Like, when did the Fast and Furious lose touch with reality? And then you just see, like, I've seen. It's not like one distinct point. It's like 500 different scenes from the movie
Yeah,
that are just ridiculous, and it's like, how?
yeah, I
But I
love
mean,
that
dude,
Twitter
the
thread.
first couple movies were so good. Like, I can see how they built such a strong fan base. But
I
after
think it
you
was like
lose me after like Tokyo Drift, I feel like.
yeah, I was gonna say the first three were probably like the actual car enthusiast or somewhat car enthusiast movies, and then after that, I was kind of like, let's do action, which I
Yeah.
get, it's a
Hmm.
franchise, but yeah, The Rock's supposed to come back in it, yeah, so exciting.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess
I'm
I guess
excited
they,
definitely for Oppenheimer. That comes out in a few weeks. I'm very excited. I think it's this weekend for The Flash. I'm pretty sure that's this weekend, right?
yeah, I'm starting to see why they didn't get rid of Ezra Miller because it seems like this movie is like really important to
Yeah.
franchise. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think that douchebag's gonna be Flash ever again. Seems like.
They said that if The Flash is in the sequels, it will be played by Ezra Miller. So I guess we'll have to see what happens here. But they already said that's how good he must be doing. It comes out June 16th, by the way, so 2 weeks. Um, and apparently there's a very surprise ending, which I think I know what it is. I'm like super praying that I know what it is.
Oh my
But
God.
apparently they're
I'm
only
down
doing
for
one
it.
screening of the film before the release date, like one premiere, and it's like I think they have to even sign like NDAs when they go into the premiere.
You think it's
But
your
apparently
daddy?
there's like a very surprise ending, and I've got my fingers crossed that Christian Bale is coming back as Batman because apparently the Batman movie that they want to tell is going to be based on like Batman as an older man training his son or whoever would be the next Batman to fill that role. And the idea would be the only way that Christian Bale said he'd come back is if Nolan comes back. So the idea is that that would be a Nolan led film, which would just be beautiful. So I'm praying.
Uh,
I don't know if that's real at all, but I'm really hoping.
I feel like that would be such a Marvel move, and that's the only reason why I don't think it's gonna happen.
But to me, it just makes sense. Like someone that they can't keep having new Batman. There's too fucking many. I love Batman. He's my favorite. I really like what Robert Pattinson did with the role, but like there's just it's too many
Yeah.
that have come and gone, and it's like they have to pick someone that has been Batman. So to me, it's like Pattinson doesn't make sense. He's too young. They still have a lot to tell in that story that Matt Reeves is doing, which is excellent. I don't. I mean, Michael Keaton, cool. It's cool to see him. I think he's kind of a campy Batman. I don't think he's that great, and
What?
he's getting his
Michael
shine.
Keaton's
He's
a
getting his shine
shit,
in this
bro.
movie, bro. He's Birdman, bro. He ain't Batman.
Birdman
He's
flying that
cool.
mother.
He's cool. He's cool, but he's not. I don't want to see them move forward with him as Batman. Like he's getting his shine in this movie, and I'm sure he's gonna be great. Val Kilmer, Ben Affleck. I actually
Oh,
like Ben
dude.
Affleck as a
George
Batman,
Clooney?
but nah, George Clooney too, bro. George Clooney
George
hated that role though. I
Clooney?
don't think he would take
Was
that
it?
role back.
Isn't
He
that Tim
shits on
Burton who
himself
did
for
those
that.
movies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
those
George
are
Clooney like
so bad.
talks badly about it all the time, like how he shouldn't have taken that role and blah blah blah. Paycheck.
I would.
So
It would be nice to see an animated, like a rated R Batman. That'd be sick. And then you could bring back Mark Hamill's the Joker. That'd be dope.
yeah,
Or
he said he's done too though. Now that Kevin Conroy's dead.
yeah,
Which sucks because Mark Hamill is the Joker. I mean, like Heath Ledger, obviously fantastic, but like Mark Hamill is the Joker.
he's the longest reigning Joker for sure.
Exactly, and man, it's hard to say who did it better between like a live action and an animated thing. They're kind of different realms, but man,
Who knows?
yeah. So
maybe there'll be like a Batman universe or something like that.
could be.
Like
I mean,
what
this
they
is
tried
gonna
to
this
do with
whole the
Spider-Man,
new Flash
bring
movies.
everybody back.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the new Flash movie just destroys, kind of like rewrites the history or like resets. But like obviously, you're seeing multiple Flashes and Supergirls in this movie. Like so, yeah. Maybe they'll find a way to Batman universe. I'm cool with that. I don't know.
Speaking of
Before we pivot off movies, though, I got one more. Did you see everything that went on with the Daily Wire this week?
oh yeah, they're streaming What Is a Woman on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
It got
yeah. Well,
like
they
crazy. I
originally
still haven't seen it. I need to see it.
you have well, it was free this weekend. I don't know if it still is, but like they reached an agreement supposedly in theory last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday that they were going to stream the movie for 24 hours for free because it's the Daily Wire is a pay to subscribe website.
Yeah.
This movie's been out for like a year. I saw it last year. I think it's a great movie documentary. But they reached an agreement with Twitter. They in theory or whatever to stream it for 24 hours. Twitter then backed out at like the 11th hour, saying that there was like two parts in the movie where there was hate speech. They weren't going to do it. Daily Wire replied like full force, similar to the way that I would expect from like Barstool, where like the CEO and all these people, Matt Walsh, the guy who made it, like they're all calling out Twitter, hella tweets,
wow.
calling out Elon. And the first response you see is from Elon, and it says like every parent should watch this movie. And then it got announced that they were going to have the movie streaming all last weekend for free instead of just 24 hours. So it is now. In the month of Pride, it is the #1 movie on Rotten Tomatoes right now, over Spider-Man and the new movie Reality on HBO and Wick and Mario Brothers. All these other movies are out. Movie from last year is now the #1 movie, so they're kind of trolling. The last 2 Pride months, it's been the #1 movie both months, so I got to think that's somewhat deliberate. But
Yeah,
it is a movie. I think it's a movie that most people should see. Not that you have to agree with it or, disagree with it or whatever, but like they are really just asking that question to as many people high up in the community of like transgender people that they could find, and nobody can answer it, bro. And he's asking real people. It's not just bullshit people have a slant or like some crazy liberals just to make them look dumb. He's going to colleges, he's going all over the place, and people can't answer the simple question, what is a woman? And I think that it's an important thing. I think it's an argument today that it's really tough, and you get to hurting people's feelings, I guess, when you talk about some stuff like this. It's a sensitive issue, but I think like if we can't agree on basic facts as that, I think we could be in some trouble. And I don't want to get you in trouble. You don't got to give me no opinion or anything like that, but I would highly recommend just watching the movie, taking the content, and see if it is still free. Hopefully they are doing it a little longer than they said.
yeah, I definitely want to watch it. I haven't seen
But
it just because it's subscription based, so I was like, oh, I'll wait until like it leaks or something like that. But I did watch like a lot of the trailers for it, and yeah, it's a lot of people that know the answer, but they don't want to say it because they don't want to get in trouble. Like
right.
you went to
Well,
the
I mean,
Women's
honestly,
March, and she was like,
yeah.
it's like,
I mean,
and it's just the direction we're heading because it's like, sure, you could say it's, a lot of people are being closed-minded, therefore they don't understand like the whole generality of what is a woman. But I think it's mostly because we grew up in a different time where it was like simplified because a woman had, reproductive system of a female, and that was a woman. And now things are getting a little bit more complicated, obviously. So like you said, I think it's an important film to make.
It's
because
important.
a lot of people have these questions.
Yeah, and to me, man, it's just like it's an argument based on feelings rather than fact. When you get down to like the core of what it is, and it's like if that's the territory we're going to go into, then people could come out tomorrow and say, I'm a cat, I'm a dog, I'm a black man, as a German, Polish, white, Italian dude, I'm a black man, and it's I feel this way based on, and it's like no, like it starts to cross over into gray territory, and it's controversial to say, but like into mental health and wellness when you're thinking you're something you're not, and it's not to say that you can't do literally everything else you want as a biological male, and you can be gay, you can cross dress, you can do all these things, but like you're not a woman. Like it's like, and it makes you feel like bigoted to like say it when at like that root of a thing, because like you're denying someone their feelings, I guess. But like it's I think it's an important argument. I think it's an important film. Matt Walsh does a great job just kind of being neutral. He's like pokey and agitating in some parts, but he really gives all these people a fair shot to answer the question, and not a single person can. So that's all I'll say about it. I highly recommend it. What were you going to say, though? Moving on.
Interested. But, these days, you don't have to watch movies or shows on the TV anymore. So Apple just released, which has been rumored for a while, their own virtual reality headset. I will say the most exciting and impressive thing from Apple I have seen in like not shitting you, like 10 years, dude.
It's pretty much the only product that they've released that's new in 10 years. Like
true, but that's what I'm saying. Like they always update things. To it
that's always
like exists. Like this is essentially like their own. It's existed for a while. I mean, it almost destroyed freaking Facebook or Meta or whatever. But I'm a big fan of Marquise Brownlee. He's a YouTuber. He's like one of the biggest YouTubers. He reviews a lot of tech, and that's where I watch a bunch of them. But I mainly like consider his opinion because I think he's like fair. And he reviewed these, and I was just like, and I saw videos from the Silicon Valley event, and it's fucking sick, dude. I mean, $3,500, $3,500 is a bit crazy, dude.
It's a lot.
But I texted my brother-in-law, and I was like, I can't wait for you to buy this so I can try it. He's like huge in tech, and he always has to have like the big best things. It's like his steez. So I'm like, dude, buy it because I want to see this thing.
Dude, it looks nuts. Tim Cook said it's the first Apple product you look through and not at, which is kind of a cool way to think about it. And it's just the computer you wear.
And I was thinking of like football season, like Red Zone, like in 5 years, you're gonna have like 5 different games watching. You get to change the channel with your hands. Freaking people were like, dude. Somebody on Twitter, I think I DM'd you. He's like, when you have like 17 tabs open on Pornhub.
Well, it looks like in one of the virtual environments I saw, you even have like your own desk where you can have 3 or 4 monitors where you're working on this, doing this. Like it's like it really is like a whole new world, but it's not as cartoony as Meta did it. It's more realistic and simple.
The avatar was like crazy real. It's almost like PS5 like graphics. It's crazy, but it's exciting. I think it's a little scary because somebody related it to like Ready Player One. They're like, there's a movie about how this is a bad idea because all the big companies are now going to take over the virtual space too, I guess.
Yeah, not only a movie, a fantastic movie. That movie surprised me.
I loved it. Yeah, I mean, it's just they had everybody or every like kind of movie in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting. Are you gonna get it?
It's interesting, man. I don't know if I'll get it right away. That'd be a hard sell to the old wife there.
You're like, babe, it's $3,500.
But I would love to. $3,500 is nuts, dude. It's crazy. And what do you know what the Oculus runs? Yeah, right. What's Oculus run? Do you know? Let me look it up.
I think it's like 800.
You can get them used with guys probably like cum stains on them for 300 right now. Because that's what people are using these for. Let's be honest.
Starts at $300.
Okay, not bad. I'm sure this will blow it out the water. But
Yeah, I would imagine that's the reason why. And they sold me. I mean, they didn't sell a price on it, but they sold the product for sure to me at least.
it's nuts, bro. The power in this thing, it's got 5 sensors, 6 microphones, 12 cameras, and the
Yeah,
processing
it's a
power
bunch of
has
cameras.
Apple's M2 chip and the brand new R1 chip.
Yeah, the M2
So
chip's
it's
most powerful
super high
chip.
power. You can use it all day as long as you're plugged into an outlet. And there is a secondary battery pack, but that only gives you a 2-hour charge. So that sucks a little bit, but I don't know. I
Yeah, I
guess
mean
you don't need to be in
it's the
public virtual reality.
it's the first iteration. They'll obviously improve over the years and it'll get cheaper and cheaper. But yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I'm never like I said, I've never been in the virtual reality. That's more of a I feel like it's more of a younger crowd. But as time
Hmm.
goes on, I think this is just going to be an inevitable future of how we like immerse ourselves in like content. Yeah, it's talk
Yeah.
about like trying to concentrate on things, dude. Like TikTok's
Oh my
already made it
god.
bad enough. This is gonna be like
Yeah.
watching like two, three things at once.
And apparently, the Disney CEO Bob Iger was at
I agree.
the launch, and he said that they're going to be partnering very close with them on this, and they're going to be tying the Vision Pro to some of the company's most prized intellectual property, like Star Wars and Marvel, and it's going to be partnered exclusively with Disney Plus. It sounds like Microsoft is also they're also going to have Word, Excel, and Teams all compatible with the headset. So it looks like people might be jumping off that Meta bandwagon and over to Apple, which
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
can't blame
smart.
them. I definitely
Y-
can't blame them.
Yeah, that the product. I mean, obviously no one uses it, but I guess they're gonna release it a little later. I think next year, because they
Okay,
want companies to start working on apps and stuff like that. That's because right now it's just Apple apps that are compatible. So they want everybody to,
gotcha.
like you said, Disney, Marvel, Netflix, whatever, make apps for this. Sick.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. It's very sick. It is crazy. I'm just seeing Apple's major product launches since the iPhone, and there are 7 products since 2007 that are like flagship products for them. The iPhone in '07,
Hold on.
the
Let me
MacBook
see.
Air. Okay.
Pro, um,
Yep. In 2008.
the the speaker, what's it? HomePod.
That's not even on here,
Um,
but
is
I
it
think
not
that was
even
a
on
failed
there?
product. No. These are,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess, like
stupid.
core products that sold well. So I'll just go through it. So
AirPods.
iPhone in January of '07, yes. The MacBook Air in January of '08. The iPad in January of 2010. Apple Watch came out 4 years later in
That's
September of
right.
2014. AirPods released in 2016 in September. Then comes the M1 chip, which is like a revolutionary chip for computer
Yeah,
processing that came out in November. And then the Vision Pro announced in June 2023, but it looks like early next year. But I
yeah.
can't blame all these companies for wanting to partner with Apple because they are a company over the course of 30 some years that has like a demonstrated uh, history of like product knowledge and how to marketability and upkeep and a huge user base. Whereas you have Meta, which honestly it was an interesting idea. They're kind of the first people to get their feet wet in this, but like it's a software company trying to make hardware, and it's kind of just been failed. The whole Meta thing has just kind of not worked out like they thought it would.
yeah.
I
I'm gonna be
think
excited
with this
when I'm
metaverse.
in like 5 years. I'm gonna be playing like Call of Duty on that, and you get like real PTSD.
Yeah, dude. Yes, yes, dude. Hey,
Speaking of
did you
COD, have
also
you been
see at the
playing?
same launch? I haven't been, man. I've been slacking. I switched over to NBA 2K23 for some reason, pulling my
Bro,
fucking hair out every day because I suck.
you're not athletic, dude.
Um,
Give it up.
I'm athletic. I don't know what you're talking about. Not in video games. Fucking not in basketball video games. I'm good at Madden. I'm good at FIFA. Can't do
Trying to give a
shit on
motherfucker a
court.
scholarship.
That's right. I've been grinding though. I've been getting better, but yeah, I've been playing way less COD. It just got, dude, the one game thing for me just got. I was just kind of starting to get frustrated with like the same shit over and over and over and over after like some years, and I needed something like fresh, and the idea was to rotate them, but now I'm just kind of gravitated to
Yeah,
2K and
I do.
play here and there for COD.
I do want to play the ranked mode Warzone. It seems like just something like to grind, you know, just something to do, just something to shoot
Yeah.
for. But yeah, it's been weird. I haven't played in like I'm gonna say like a week and a half or so. But
Mm.
yeah, it's mainly because like there's a lot of like there's a lot of dumb shit that's going on, like the streamers that kind of environment, so it's like real
What
toxic, I
about?
guess.
Go
So I've
on.
been watching that.
Go
Nothing
on.
like
What's
like
happening?
phase, nothing like really important. It's like reality TV, you know. No, phase. I guess the OGs that created it, I guess they've been getting like kind of docked by phase organization, who's run by forget like a big company. It's
Uh-huh.
just they've been beefing like the OGs are like, you're ruining our company when they kind of are. They kind of points and like the OGs aren't getting paid shit. Like I guess Nick Merckx is making $1 million a year, dude, from Phase.
He's at YouTube, right?
Nick Merckx is on Twitch.
He is on Twitch still? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tim the Tatman's on YouTube. But
Gotcha.
and then thing was this was trending on Twitter was I guess Twitch is not allowing people to advertise, which is kind of a big thing.
I
So I
did see that.
guess
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it says Twitch has new branded content guidelines on stream logos are limited at 3% off-screen size. So obviously, like if you're a big streamer, you get like, Taco Bell or Chipotle wants to advertise you and you can put it on your screen and then blah blah blah. I guess now you can't do that. It has to be 3% the size of the screen. So it's pretty much like non-existent. You
Wow.
can't do
Yeah.
video ads, display ads, or audio ads. So they're cracking down on I don't know. I don't know why. And then now everybody's jumping ship. They want to go to Kick or YouTube. So
Yeah. Something happened. Didn't it Kai Cenat, that streamer? He was like their biggest guy for like a day, and then they kicked him off the stream because of some kind of advertising or something he did with a
yeah,
shoe.
he's pretty funny to watch.
He is. He's
Yeah,
funny.
so they
Yeah.
gave him Twitch gave him like a purple Twitch shoe, and it was just like it was an Air Force One, just like painted purple, and like his name is like a really shitty attempt of like a thank you to being like our
Yeah.
biggest streamer of all time. And who Trainwreck, he's a big streamer too. He owns that now, and he gave him a gift. I don't know if it was enticing or like trying to recruit him or whatnot, but I forget what shoes they were. They were like, I think like $5,000 or $10,000 shoes, like resale value, like really
Wow.
rare shoes. And he's like, like getting all excited, and then somebody put like the frame by frame of him getting the Twitch ones. He's like, oh, like what the fuck is this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
But
Damn.
yeah, it's interesting. I know you're hurting out there, Al. I know those subs, they're gonna be taking some of your money.
I'm at 69
Sucks.
subs right now, baby. Giggity. I
Yeah.
don't use it to try to get famous or anything. It's just a good. I think it's a good tool for gamers, just like to see if your friends are on. Hey, is there a spot in the party you can hop in? Hey, I'll be on at 15, and you can kind of get your little fill watching them play for whatever. Like I use Twitch that way. At first I was like, hey, maybe I'll try to be a streamer, but I think I missed the boat. I think a lot of it was just a little too late, and I'm not like a phenomenal gamer to the point where I would attract people.
You gotta
So
you gotta get like a theme going, like a Dr. Dishes bag. Maybe wear like some nipple tassels, and some sunglasses,
I was
and
gonna say I can't have my shirt off. They're gonna ban me if my shirt's off for being too sexy. So I've got to work with what I got, man.
I don't know if that's true.
But back to Apple really quick. Did you anything that they announced about iOS 17 start to turn the wheels in the head for you to maybe come back at all, or you still good?
No, honestly, I didn't watch any of that. I only watched mostly
Okay.
about the virtual reality headset. I know that they're having like FaceTime voicemails, which is gonna be kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
And
Hmm.
yeah, and then that was like the big thing. But other than that, I haven't really paid
There's a new
attention.
feature with check-in, like when you get home, you can set like for me, I drive home from Ohio, and hey, text me when you get home. My mom or my dad say that always, and now there's like a feature where as soon as you get home, it'll text them instantly and let them know, or if it's good for like your kids, if your kids are out and about, they got home all right. Apparently there's a big upgrade to AirDrop coming, where you can like you can AirDrop contacts. You have like now you have a personalized contact card for yourself that like would show up on anyone's phone when you call them if you choose to let it do so. And it's
Oh,
like fully customizable. It's not just like a cookie cutter thing. It's fully customizable. You can like share back and forth. Like if hey, let me get your contact card, and it's just real quick AirDrop right by each other, and you got their contact in your phone. It also integrates with the watch now. So like if I save it to my watch from someone else's phone, that contact will now be in my phone when I get home or whatever. So that I think that's kind of cool. It's called Name Drop. There's Share Play where you can watch things and listen to things at the same time on two phones.
that's cool.
There's a new standby mode that looks really fucking dope. When you turn it on the side, it pulls up. It's basically like a big alarm clock. It looks like you can customize what you want it to look like, but you turn it to the side and it's like a big digital clock. So you could just kind of have it on your dresser at night, you know, and like how you used to have an alarm clock, which I feel like you never see anymore, obviously. But that's kind of cool. That's a cool feature. They're doing a
I don't
bunch of
know,
stuff with
bro.
Siri, updating it.
The alarm
Why?
for Apple when that thing rings, I'm like, everybody turns and it's just like, dude, shut that off right now. It's just
Yeah. I set
it's
all mine to music these days, man.
yeah, dude. I'm talking about like you'll be like somewhere and you'll hear that. You're like, no, stop,
Oh yeah,
please.
that or the one alarm is like I'm like, why would that be your alarm? Why would you do that?
Dude,
It's
I
ridiculous.
am the most conscious person alive. My phone's always on vibrate. Always. I don't understand why your phone would ever be not on vibrate. I don't get it.
Yeah, right.
I'm a
Right.
vibrate
One
kind of
thing that's
guy.
cool too, I
Feels
feel you.
good.
I'm the same way. iOS 17 is going to go all the way back to the iPhone 10, which is surprising that it can go back that far.
I mean,
So I'm
that's
just saying, come back to us.
iPhone 10 is pretty much the same as iPhone 15, right?
It pretty much is. It is.
No,
Come
I
back to
mean,
us though, Michael. We miss you.
Marquise Brownlee made a good point. He was like, um, Tim Cook, aka Tim Apple. That's what I call
Yeah.
him. He said that Tim Cook is more of like a business-driven CEO. He like cares about the top end, making profit that, and then Steve Jobs is more of a product-driven guy, which does kind of make sense because
Yeah.
Steve Jobs didn't really like understand how it works or how to make it work. All he cared is that you're gonna do what you're told because this is the way I want it, and
Mm-hmm.
he was kind of right. I mean, the iPhone revolutionized revolutionized tech, not just the phone, but tech. So,
The world, man.
um,
Honestly, the
yeah.
world. People weren't on their phones like they were after the fact that that thing came up.
Did you ever see the Steve Jobs movie with Michael Fassbender?
Oh, so good, dude. So
Dude,
good.
it's all it is like three arguments, but it's like so good. It just gives you like a little
Mm-hmm.
taste of how like cruel this dude was or how much of a dick he was.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen was great in
Yeah,
it too.
for
Yeah.
sure.
But
He
it just
was.
makes sense of how he was just freaking like this crazy madman. He just had these ideas in his head, and he just, like when he said in the movie, like, why did I think it was like the Palm Pilot or whatever with the stylus. He was like, why did I kill that off? He's like, yeah, why did you? He's like, because you forgot the other phone. He points his fingers like this. I'm just like, damn, you already knew, man. And this was before like
Yeah.
the iPod, like,
Mm-hmm. So when you think about, let's say, like our millennia, not millennia, but the last 100 years, our last century, the most like top five influential people during that time span. To me, Steve Jobs comes to mind because of what he did with the iPhone. I think changed the entire world, not only technology, but like the world, the way we all interact. I don't want to, but I feel like Zuckerberg's got to be on there because he kind of like brought social media to be a thing.
yeah. I would say
Um,
like not necessarily like people, but like the head of the invention or whatever. So like everybody around Zuckerberg, everybody around like
yeah,
Steve Jobs,
yeah.
obviously Apple, then like everybody around Elon, with like
Hmm.
SpaceX, and now he's doing Neuralink and all this stuff. But yeah,
I
I
know
mean,
our
there's
opinion's a little jaded, but is Kanye on that list, top five most influential in a century, or is that? I don't know if any musician is,
influential.
but if there was one, it'd probably be him. Drake's not influential. He just rides trends and makes very successful music. And if
I
people
don't
start painting
know.
their nails like him, you guys are fucking clowns. That looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm over the nail. The nails painting has been a thing for now, for a while actually, and then now that he's doing it, I'm just like, I feel like it's been over, starting to be over. But
Yeah.
anyways, I mean, yeah, you could do Beyonce, you could do uh, Kanye,
I'm
any
trying to think
Jay
in
Z.
all of music too, dude. It's like to think of like back into the early 1900s and the 60s, 70s, like Beatles. Beatles got to be up there for music. They kind of changed a lot.
Led Zeppelin, they stole a lot.
Zepp, yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
but
It's
yeah,
weird.
I mean, when I think about like tech, or like science, yeah, I mean those Elon,
Elon, yeah, for sure.
Steve Jobs, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could throw. It gives you a bad taste because it's not like a good thing, but yeah, like Zuckerberg, just
Mm-hmm.
where social media has gone, and then
Walt Disney's
yeah,
got to be on there too. Walt Disney has to for the empire he's created and the I
Yeah.
guess
I mean, they
the lives
pretty
he's
much
touched. For
they pretty much own everything. Joe Rogan, he owns the Colorado River, so that's good.
Oh man, one more story I did see before we got out of here. I'm sure you probably saw it too. But did you hear about this kid Cameron Robbins, 18-year-old, that
Oh my God, yeah.
on a dare jumped into shark-infested waters on the Bahamas a few days after graduating, and sounds like was attacked or dragged under
At
by
night,
sharks.
dude.
Hmm.
At night.
So dumb, so dumb.
That's like
On a
the
dare.
like yeah, that's the most terrifying thing I like. This is like one of like my deepest fears is getting like eaten by an animal, let alone a fucking shark.
Yeah, bro. I don't trust the ocean, bro. I don't trust those bodies of waters, man. I'm a lake guy for sure. I'm a lake guy. I
I'm a
fucking hate the
lake
ocean.
guy.
I am, bro. I don't. You don't know what. And then yeah, on your fucking cruise ship, you're in their world, bro.
Yeah,
You're useless out there.
I didn't. Yeah, I saw like a bunch of videos of like they're like, yeah, this is could have been the kid, and they threw like I think it was like chicken in these same waters, and like three sharks came up and just devoured it.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah, you
that's
sent me that, I think,
terrifying.
dude.
That's
Yeah, just destroy.
terrifying.
And there's a video of when they think it was like when he actually got pulled under because apparently like he they never found any body parts. Like nothing has really been recovered or anything. They searched for him for about three
Yeah.
days. He gave up on the search. But so there's a video online on Twitter and there's also it's on TikTok too. It has like well over 10 million views now. But yeah, you see him swimming out there, and then they had threw him a raft to try to get him up there, and he's swimming towards the raft, and then you see him divert course, probably because he saw something coming at him, and then all of a sudden you just see him get drug under the water, and that's the last they've seen of him. But it's just fucking so dumb, bro. On a dare, maybe to like look cool for a girl, could try to get some pussy or something, and now this dude who just finished high school is dead, and it's just tough, bro. That's so tough.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But in other news, before we head out, I got something to show you, dude.
Oh,
Can you see that?
oh, is that a baby?
That's a baby.
What? Let's go! Fuck
I
yeah!
I did this all by myself. I am pregnant.
I'll drink to that, man. Congratulations, dude. When's the due date?
Cheers. Yeah, so we've known for actually Pal graduated and she took a test and she found out that next day. It was in April.
Oh, so
And
like right when I had seen you then.
yeah, that's right, huh?
Right when I was
Yeah,
out there. Oh,
maybe we conceived on that day. You're good luck.
shit.
But yeah, excited. We know the gender. It's gonna be a boy.
Hey, the Lopez line continues. Let's
Yes, the
go.
lineage. Yes. Yeah,
There'll be a
when
little rager coming.
it was so funny when we found out because I guess Frank took a similar test to find out his sex of the baby,
Uh-huh.
and then he's like sent it over. So we got it like I think a day later when she took the test, and I was a little nervous. Pal was excited, and then when we saw the blue powder, it was just like I know it sounds bad, but it's just like a sense of relief.
I know the
Like
feeling, my friend. I
it's
hear
like
you. I
like
hear
no
you.
hate towards no hate towards girls. It's just
No.
my personal experience because I don't have a sister. I grew up with boys,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the only thing I really know. And I feel like as a first kid, like getting a girl, just it'd be a little bit more difficult challenge. I
Yeah,
feel,
for sure. Which I mean, hey,
but
that can always help you grow. Like if you have a daughter, like that
oh
can always
yeah,
help you grow and change. But like, totally feel you, bro. Like the sense of just relief and happiness I felt when it was similar. I forget how they told me here, but like it was like something like it was a confetti cannon or something that blew up in our bathroom or something, and it
oh
was
okay,
just like, oh, thank you.
yeah. It
Yes,
was just
like,
like it's just like nice.
oh,
Yeah, so we're excited,
dude,
dude.
that's so. So have you told
It,
everybody? Like
it
all the families know, obviously.
So all of our friends and family, we're gonna do a photo shoot pretty soon, and then I think next week, and then do like Insta,
Yeah,
all of
right.
that. But
The
all
announcement.
of our close ones know. I think you're the last friend I haven't told. I wanted to do it
That
on the
makes me feel
pod, just
good.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
no, for sure, dude. Thank you, man.
But
Dude,
yeah,
that's so.
the
What's the
due
due date?
date
I'm sorry, I didn't ask.
is 12/26, bro.
12/26. Okay.
It's gonna be a Christmas baby. 12/26,
That's
23.
that's awesome, bro. It'd be an
I'm a
expensive
little
month for you,
different.
but
Yeah. My birthday's already near Christmas, so I'm like, I can only imagine what this kid's gonna go through. I'm like, oh,
I'm
we only
trying to
got
do
you
the
one present.
yeah, right. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but that sounds like you guys might have been getting it on right around Easter, celebrating
Yeah, I forgot
the revival of our Lord.
the body of Christ. Yep.
Dude,
You,
I'm
Chris.
so pumped for you. I can't wait to tell Sarah. That's amazing.
Yeah, dude, we're excited. We're all excited. Pal sends her love. Obviously she couldn't
We send
be
it
here,
back.
but
Send it
yeah,
back.
we're excited,
She's
man. I
welcome
mean,
anytime.
it's a trip, dude. Like our generation's starting to fucking grow up. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. We're getting there, man.
It is, dude. It's very weird. It's weird too. Like, so what? You're 32, right?
32, yeah.
Like for our parents' age or generation, I feel like that was like older to have a kid. And to me,
Oh,
it's like
100%.
it seems like it's like the normal age for like people in our, like or even like a little early-ish, but like it's like okay, yeah, like that makes sense. And like people are getting pregnant all the way into their 40s and shit now, and it's just so weird. Like my grandma had 5 kids in the span of like four or like I think like 7 years.
Yeah.
And like 4 of them were within like 5 years, like boom, 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 boom. And she was like 25, 26 by the end of it all, I believe. It's just like, damn, it's just so different now, man. So different.
And yeah, and then
But
that, and then I was telling Frank, I was like, dude, it's crazy how like back in like 300 years ago, they just heard of gold in the West and they just dropped everything and just moved, and like they lost like half of their family.
yeah,
They're just like, oh,
yeah,
we
dude.
had 8 kids, now we have 4, and like let's get some gold. It's just like the concept of that is so crazy, and then to now we're like,
Uh-huh.
barely getting our family started in their 30s. It's just who knows what's
So
next.
whole new world. Yeah,
We're just too
yeah,
selfish, Al. We're too selfish.
we are. We're too selfish, and I don't think love is a different thing these days, man.
Yeah.
Because of that selfishness. Like in your 20s, I don't think many people really focus on a family or really even like think about that kind of shit. It's just let's get out there, let's hop on the dating apps, fuck, 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 fuck. Let's,
Yeah.
and it's just not. It's not like you get married, you have a family, you blah blah blah. It's just not that formula is dead now, man. I feel like,
Yeah.
which I don't
No.
know. We'll see.
Yeah, there's too many options. I think that's the reason why, especially with social media, you have way too many options. So it's like, how can you settle down? I mean, of course,
Yeah,
and you definitely should, but it's just like you have all these like opportunities and options. It's fucking crazy.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it
I
is,
don't think
man.
it's good.
Well, fuck yeah, dude. You guys are gonna be great parents. I'm so excited for you guys, man. You get to start your family. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I just to see a little you and it'll strengthen your and Pow's love and relationship, and it's only gonna be good things, man. Life changes a little bit, but for the better, for sure. So
Oh, we're excited, man.
good
Thanks,
luck.
dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna, I'm not too stoked about the first 3 months here, tell, but we just gotta get
Yeah,
through it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not. You're just kind of in autopilot zombie mode for a little bit, man,
Yeah.
and that's all right. Also, I miss it a lot because it's like I can't remember the last time me and Sarah really got to spend that much time together, and like you're working on this thing. You want to keep this thing alive. You got to feed it. You got to change it. You got to do all this stuff, and it's like just you and her. Like obviously family helps and supports, and I can't suggest enough to like. I think it was called Meal Train that we signed up for, but like family members could like sign up for certain days to like bring meals, or like they could send you
Oh,
a
that's
Grubhub
cool.
gift cards. You can just order what you want, dude. It was the best, the best. It was so helpful. So you guys will be good, bro. But I do like that the connection you guys have, and especially those first couple months. You are a zombie, but you're also like so together and unified. It's nuts, and the process of birth is just so cool. So I hope it all goes well. I hope it. I know it will.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. We're still a little early. She's only 11 weeks, so yeah, we're being conscious, but yeah, we're excited. We can't wait to
Got
meet this
names?
little dude.
Yeah.
So we're going
You don't
through
gotta tell
some.
me.
I don't
You
want
don't
to.
gotta tell me.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
tell you on the side. But
for sure.
yeah, we're trying to keep a nice flow, if that makes any sense. We're
I
trying to be
like
like
it.
the Kardashians.
Okay, I like. So
So
there's plans
we're
for
gonna
more.
yeah we're gonna name one Chris Kendall. No, I'm just kidding.
Would it be Bruce then, or which way would you go there?
Yeah, Bruce. The one in the
Uh,
Olympics, that one. That guy.
yeah, exactly.
What I saw back in the day.
Oh. Well, that is probably the best news we've ever ended a podcast on, dude. Congrats. Please send out me and Sarah's best to Pau as well. That's so cool.
Of course, dude.
In the meantime, if you guys want to find us anywhere on any of the socials, Twitter at Friendship NH, TikTok, Insta at Friendship News Hour, and you can always send us an email to bummerdude.media@gmail.com. Mike, thanks a ton for filling in for Frank. Always love when you come on. It's the best. I love when I get to nerd out with you because Frank burns me with lit cigarettes if I try to talk about superheroes. So thank you.
Like a brilliant man once said, "Oh, I'm gonna come."
We'll see you guys next week.